This is going to be a goddamn disaster, which I like.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a cluster.
This should be the actual podcast. Just the sound check. Just
I agree. Turn it on and let's go.
Mayhem.
all the way through.
Oh, we are rolling now?
You are listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast with Catherine Brandt, Alex Brandt Bernard, Andy Brandt Bernard, Tony Lee, Sean Bernard, and tonight's special guest, KP.
Correct.
I told you.
Left is the
God in
last
heaven.
And
told you.
Joe Anderson. And they're not married, they're brothers. Sorry.
She asked me, and so it's Joe. Yeah, it's Joe.
Well, this
E.
P looks sort of like a D
Yeah, but you
on my
typed it in.
iPad.
I'm looking at the
I
screen
did.
of your iPad, and frankly, if you just get any kind of household cleaner and rub something on it, you'll be able to get every name right.
Yeah, you might be able to do that.
There you go.
Is that good?
Much better, yeah.
How are we doing on modulation? We're just going to be open about modulation on this podcast from now on because I'm sick of the tweets. Your modulation sucks.
Beautiful.
I just got to...
Modulation.
By the way, KP and Joe, my son Andrew, he will not talk. He'll just give you the thumbs up. And it has nothing to do with... oh, God.
Or the thumbs
So the
down.
deuces at us. Every once in a while, it'll flash a little something else.
This is the whitest
side.
room that sign's ever been thrown at.
That is
From the
a
whitest
fact.
person. No, we've been very diverse
That
already.
is a fact. Oh, you should see Alex and her boyfriend. Her boyfriend's name is Dan Rasmussen.
Uh-huh.
I said, you two are the two whitest people left on the face of the earth.
He's 100% Scandinavian.
We don't even understand.
So
it's
that
very-
takes care of that. Yeah, so I mean, this sounds much better to me.
Good.
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 So how the heck do they know?
Take your word
hi.
for
Say
it.
hi, Leslie.
Hello.
KP
Leslie's
wife
here
is
too.
here.
Hi, Leslie.
Hello, Leslie.
I should mention that Nate has been nice enough to stay for the podcast. Thank you, Nate.
Yay, Nate.
See,
as Mom
Nate
calls him.
talks, Andy doesn't. What? You talked right over Nate. But that's okay. And Channel 4 here, and we'll give you right up front about this. Frank Vassalero is a very good friend of mine, so it's not like he showed up and said, gee, I've never seen you before. What's this all about? Hi, Frank.
Hi, Tom. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Frank.
Hi, Frank.
Where's Jeff Lynne? Oh, he's behind me. Doesn't he look like Jeff Lynne?
Yes, he
The
does.
over the shoulder.
He looks just like Jeff
He's
Lynne.
ready to break into some evil woman at any moment.
Very good. We should mention right up front, I suppose it would be important to mention up front, that KP Anderson is the executive producer and the head writer, and we're going to get to that story in a second, on The Soup. And Mr. Phunn, I misspelled your name, by the way.
You did, yeah.
I spelled
all
it
right.
F-U-N, which, you know.
I still came.
Well, that's true. But I eventually went around to Funzy.
I like, yeah, don't you like that?
At Funzy.
At 45 years old, it's, maybe one day I'll grow up and get a real
cool.
nickname.
It's very
And
cool.
Funzy, Mr. Phunn, Joe Anderson, works for ESPN.
That's correct.
It's very cool.
Right here in town.
Two guys in the family both have a job.
Neither one of us really wanted to work for a living.
Well,
Who does?
join the club around
Yeah.
this table, I'll tell you that. What happened was, a long time ago, this has been a long-standing tradition that Catherine and Andy and Alex and I will sit down on a Sunday night and go through, usually just one when we're caught up, but now that they don't live with us any longer, we go through as many episodes, DVR episodes of The Soup as we possibly can.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's
It
true.
is the best show on television. I mean, you got your sitcoms, and then you got your what's the? It's comedy-based clip show. But, but it's more than that.
Yeah, I hope so. What we try to do is we try to think of it, especially myself and Joel, as a comedy show. It's supposed to be a catch-all of all the things that happen in pop culture every week. We try to stay somewhat inside the reality TV realm, a little bit of the viral stuff. There's some other guy out doing something that's just kicking the hell out of us in the ratings. But we try to...
Welcome to my world.
Yeah.
Well, we're all in. Hey, let's talk PPM.
Yeah, we try to keep it as broad as possible, keep it, if it's funny enough that we got a kick out of it, we show it, is sort of the rule. And that's where we land.
It really shows. And by the way, we, I enjoy all comedy, but you mentioned another guy that does a clip show, but my wife and daughter don't really like the edge that it has.
Well, we did.
So,
you did?
We did. And then we lost
offensive.
interest.
What happened?
It lost its charm. I
Yeah.
don't know why. I can't even explain
He
it.
crossed a line.
I think it was the rape reference.
Yeah, probably that. It's an interesting thing. I don't really know the guy very well. It's Tosh. It's Daniel Tosh.
Daniel Tosh.
Oh, I said it.
It's
very funny.
You're all gonna look at the
No, I met him a long time ago. We've never been like I stopped being around the stand-up clubs a few years back. So as his sort of ascension through that was happening, I was already moving on to other stuff. But the interesting thing about that and that commodity is it really works for a certain audience. It really, really, really works, and you can really see the difference between Comedy Central's core audience and E's core audience inside of that. Joel, women 18 to 34, and a lot of men love Joel. Guys 15 to 29 go crazy for Tosh.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it's kind of almost down to that like Caddyshack slap shot thing where it's like with male comedians, there's always been someone around that's quotable, that guys can walk around and say that thing to and high five each other. And that's where Tosh is living in that world right now.
Mm-hmm.
And, and I watched it happen through when I was starting out as a comedian. I guess Dice was the guy who was that guy.
Right.
And then it's gone all the way up through, before that it was Sam Kinison. It's gone all the way up through Dane Cook, and now it's Tosh's turn at bat. And and he's having that moment, and so good for him, I guess.
Yeah, good for him. Dane Cook, I feel bad that his brother that stole from him. That was your role.
That was
Joe, I just pointed at Joe.
I
I
got to
said
finish cleaning Mom out first. Then I'll get him.
that works very well.
Oh yeah, all of his savings.
It's terrible.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
That's just terrible. But so we would sit around, and we've been doing it for years. And literally, you've been there 7-8 years. Joe and I were talking about it.
Yep, this is my 8th season with
Your 8th season. So we've been doing it since Alex was 15, Andy was 17, and I would tweet about it. And you came in one time, we were on the show. Joe and I have never met. Although I pretty much stay behind bars. I don't mean in prison.
Not anymore.
Not anymore that Frank's here. Thanks, Frank. That would be great.
I was actually thinking that the way you're kind of getting out there now, I presume you're going to be at the State Fair starting this week doing shows.
I'm going to do.
Disguise.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. I also do a morning show here in Minneapolis. It's called KQ Morning Show. And last time, I'll tell you exactly what happened. Last time I appeared at the Minnesota State Fair, I was working for a radio station called WDGY, and I was a nighttime disc jockey. And I was up in the booth, and I'm going, hey, here we go with Kung Fu fighting, or whatever the hell it was. Right?
Carl Douglas.
Carl Douglas, little Carl
I
Douglas.
believe you know that.
So I'm up there, and this guy comes and goes, my name was Catman, by the way, because
he loves to do a cool cat.
The guy gave it. I didn't give thanks. Isn't she great on the show, Leslie? Yeah, so much. And by the way, my wife thinks that I'm going to fire her within the first 5 shows. This is show number 4.
It's a 2 weeks.
She's trying really hard right now.
She's trying really
TikTok.
right now. So anyway, I'm up at the booth at the State Fair. This guy goes, hey, are you Catman? I said, yeah. And he goes, you fucking bozo. That's it. That's it. No more State Fair.
Did you burst into tears?
I did burst into tears. I was just
would.
destroyed. I'm thinking of going to the State Fair for the first time in 20 years. Not to appear there, but I just haven't even gone to the State Fair in 20 years.
It's changed, kind of. Kind of.
So you can go on the rides now.
You need to go at night. If you go during the day when there's, Frank can tell you, there's 80 gazillion people shoulder to shoulder bumping into each other, and they all have Vikings jerseys on. And
Because Frank's
Frank's there all the time.
Frank is there all the time.
They're there. I know they're there to see the dunk tank.
So they don't have the Beat Whitey night like they do at the Iowa State Fair? They got that thing.
Let's keep our
know about that?
Let's keep our fingers crossed.
It's unbelievable.
It's not a real thing.
Yeah, it's
Just so you know,
unbelievable.
it's not a real thing.
Yes, it is too.
They don't give out tickets. Beat Whitey.
No,
tonight.
it's called Beat Whitey night, is it not?
They rampage through the fair.
Yep.
And
beat up white people.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. By they,
Who
you're talking
Who allows
about.
this?
By
kind
they,
Yeah, who is
we mean hoodlums.
Hooligans.
Hooligans.
Troublemakers.
Oh, it's not a sanctioned fair thing.
no,
is what
no.
I'm saying.
Get
Okay,
together at
just
the
to make
fair.
sure that everybody's
And don't
God, I
forget to
love
miss
you.
Beat Whitey night.
Yeah, I'd probably be doing the voiceover for that.
Do you guys
Here at the-
remember, there was a booth,
What do
this
I
was
know?
years ago, most of you remember the State Fair for years and such, and I swear this is true, and I haven't found one person other than me that remembers it. In the Midway, they had a guy trapped in a cage, and his job was to just insult the hell out of people.
Oh, right.
Do you remember this guy?
I do, yes.
Oh, he was vile, just horrible, and you'd get 3 balls and you can whale it at the guy's head. But he was locked in a cage, and you'd have guys
Between.
Was he a normal-looking guy?
Yeah, he was just a regular guy,
He wasn't
raucous.
like a hairy, insulting man? Nothing
Something like that. I'm
Okay.
sure he had bodyguards when he left the fair, though.
I would have
But you
loved
remember
having
this guy?
Absolutely.
What a great job.
I would have loved having half of that job.
Yes.
It would have been great.
The
to
half
just-
where you're not getting pegged with golf
exactly,
balls and
yeah.
everything else
Could
is
be a
throwing
good
at
bit.
you.
At people.
By the way, the phone just rang, and it was Paul Mercurio. You know Paul?
Oh, yeah.
Paul's hilarious. Oh, by the way, Andy Kindler's going to be on tomorrow, and he said to say hello.
Oh, God, I love Andy. He is the funniest man.
And Louis
Yeah.
Anderson said to say hello.
Louis.
Louis.
I love Louis.
Wowie.
Oh,
Yeah,
you should have
I
heard
love
him.
everybody.
He was on episode 2 last Thursday, and he goes, "You know, Tom, I got a TV show at Hillbilly Hand Fishing."
That's what he wants to do.
He's fascinated.
He wants to be on that show.
He does. He
Hillbilly
wants
Hand
to be on it. It's very true. It's unbelievable. Oh God, he just left me alone. Anyway, Paul was was supposed to be on episode 3, and he recorded brilliant comedy.
Oh, God, he was funny.
He was
About
hilarious.
half hour, 35 minutes. And you know how Paul is, he doesn't shut up.
Yeah.
He's wonderful. Brilliant guy. Do you know him at all, Joe?
I've never met him.
Oh,
No.
God.
I met with him. It was like my first season of The Soup. He was working on a sports show pilot for Comedy Central, and he and I sat down. It was one of those periods where my contract was kind of, am I going to continue on with this, or am I going to go do that?
Right.
And I met with Paul, and we'd known each other from stand-up along the way. And, yeah, I came in and I sat down. It was a 2.5-hour meeting, and I think I might have said 5 words.
Oh, yeah.
He was
Oh,
just
it's true.
defining the show.
That's how he
He's
is.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's great.
He did a brilliant 35 minutes for us, and we found out it did not record at all. The entire 35 minutes is all of us going, ha, 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 ha. Like,
I know, we
hey.
sounded like mental cases.
We did. We sounded like complete idiots.
More so than usual.
A couple of tweets I want to get to. What we try to do on the Tom Barnard podcast is get the listeners involved as much as we can. Like this one from KP Anderson. How to prepare for the At Radio Tom Barnard podcast today. Brisk run, morning whiskey, or running with whiskey. Funzy. Then he asked you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now I have to do. I'm not very good at this, by the way, because I have like really big fingers. Well,
Shrek hands.
pretty much everything.
we call them his meaty mitts.
Meaty paws.
Shut it over there. Joe Anderson at IKP Anderson at Radio Tom Barnard. Drink too much whiskey and get the runs.
There, see,
Well played.
that's how you get ready for it.
Well played. Good volley back.
See what I did? I took
Diarrhea.
what you'd done and I twisted it
You
around
combined and then
made it
twisted.
icky.
Yep.
See what I did? You know Paula Bell?
Yeah.
Oh, Paul is hilarious. Paula Bell, August 27th, sounds like a good time to listen to me on at Radio Tom Barnard Podcast, providing I answer my phone. Well, that's
Like
nice to
Paula?
know.
Sounds like Paul.
Nate, don't listen to this next one. This next one comes from Catherine Brandt.
What?
Uh-oh.
I didn't say it.
At Paul Mercurio at Radio Tom Barnard, thanks for being on the show. We will get this shit worked out. Death to engineers.
Sorry, love you.
Death to engineers.
You know, when you tweeted that, you sent a note out about how it hadn't recorded. And
right.
I've been there before.
Oh,
It's the
God.
worst feeling in the world. And then I thought, the poor guy that didn't push the record button on that one.
No. Can I just
Yeah.
point out?
Yeah.
I said, do we have redundancy? Do we
Yeah.
have a redundant system set up? Mm-hmm. Listen to me.
Do we have redundancy? Do we have redundancy?
We do now.
And they looked at
You do
me.
now.
They all looked at me like I was like a crazy pile of crap. What do you mean, dummy?
So
As
the
usual.
deal.
Oh, no.
And here, if we had had it, we'd have him on.
I have to say, I work at E, and every piece of technology you have in this room is more state of the art than what we make the soup with every week.
Well, your backdrop is...
I work at Harvard. I'm wondering where the reel-to-reel is.
So, I like that. So in any case, about a week or two ago was, I think, I said, I just kind of talk about what I talk about. So I had tweeted, spent the night watching The Soup, a couple episodes of The Soup with Catherine, Andy, and Alex. That's heaven for me. That's what I wrote.
Yep.
So then next day I looked at Twitter, and there was KP on there going, my Twin Cities hero, is that what
Yes.
Or my Minneapolis hero.
My
or something
Minneapolis
like
hero.
that. Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
said, Joe then said,
Hey, what about this guy?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
How about your brother back here? Taking care of mom for 20 years.
No big deal.
Remember me from...
that
Not
guy.
heroic. She
Yeah.
barely moves.
Just that guy that picks you up at the airport.
Do you guys have bunk beds?
We didn't. We had rooms. We shared a room, and then one night, and this is true, night, 5, 6 years
Yeah.
old, I woke up, I walked over to Joe's bed, peed on him, went back to my bed, 3 weeks later, divider in the
Divider. Walls up after that.
Yeah, old man going, oh, God damn it, now I got to fix this.
It was a nice comment on Twitter. You know Travis Redinger, Joe?
I recognize that.
He's an MMA fighter. He's a very, very good MMA fighter. Looking forward to having KPN, says KPN. He did the thing. He actually, did what he's supposed to do. Looking forward to having at IKP Anderson and his brother Phunn at Phunzy on the podcast. So, see, I mean, it's like getting the people involved is a good thing. Now, one thing I also get people involved in, or I should say. And again, I'm trying to go to Facebook from Twitter now, so it's like, hey, really good. It's a good thing I know how to bullshit.
He's a little challenged with this.
I am more than challenged. We all know that, dear.
Does Facebook work for anybody in any consistent capacity anymore? Like, if you look it up on your iPad, you get different stories, and if you look it up on your phone,
right.
Yes.
and then you go to, it's really aggravating.
Yeah, you can't find the same things on your phone that
Yeah.
you can on your computer.
Yeah,
I don't know what that's all about.
And also, when you get there, it's people. Facebook. Here's my problem with Facebook in general: is that it's not really. It's a little too juvenile for my personal. Like, I don't like the somebody poked you.
Yeah,
of it all.
Yeah,
what do you
understand
do
that.
with that?
Yeah, somebody poked you. I don't want to, crisscross applesauce, spiders crawling up your back. Like,
You should have like a giggle button.
Yeah.
When somebody pokes you, you can giggle back
yeah,
at them.
yeah. Somebody came in your eye. What? I want to know about that. Who did that?
Well, you are a guy.
Yeah.
Here we go. We just
Well, you are a
basement. Yeah.
Well, you are a guy, she said.
Yeah.
I did.
turn down that road.
So last night before going to bed, I wrote on Facebook, "Good night, my friends. My only fear is I will not be able to sleep whilst figuring out what the legitimate rape might be. Todd Aiken equals asshole. Twanfield Sewell, asshole is way too nice, Tommy. Trudy Sexton, night, Tommy. I'll catch up with you early on my daily commute from Prescott, Wisconsin." Well, she's telling me about her whole day. I love my KQRS time. Well, this ain't it, sister. No, just the devil's advocate. One question: if it's a legitimate rape, is a child still illegitimate? Probably depends on color. Ooh.
Wow.
No, I think that's a very good
Wow.
point.
Somebody going, I can be an even bigger asshole.
We're going to battle it out. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting when you, to quote George Carlin, this is from Blair Reynolds, I'm getting really sick of guys named Todd. There's some very clever people on here. There's no. Oh, then Twanfield Sewell came back. Let's not be asking that question, Mr. Beelzebub, sir. Goes into a lot of different places. Twanfield Sewell, I should point out, is a black man, so he did not like that comment very much.
I don't like the comment.
Yeah.
Twan, one of my biggest supporters, by the way, because people like to go after, as you know, Joe, people like to go after me that I'm this and I'm that and I'm racist and I'm all that. It's like bullshit. I mean, come on, I grew up in the inner city. That's part of being an urban guy, I think.
Well, and part of having an existence in comedy. And I mean, I was listening to you when I was in high school, driving around in Cambridge, Minnesota.
Child, actually.
Wee lad.
I listened to Cannon.
When he was peeing at his brother.
When I was listening to you when I was peeing on my brother.
Right there, you had a
Quoting
big
Tony's.
winner.
He was singing Tony tunes while he was peeing on me.
That's right.
But when you look at it, when you look at it, there's and I kind of figured this early on in the comedy career is like there's a certain amount of no matter what you say, someone's going to be out there that can possibly take offense to it. And so you might as well go ahead and rear back. I could be up on a stage, could tell a joke about Lincoln Logs. Some guy will show up and go, my little brother choked on a Lincoln Log. I'll kill you, son of a bitch. And I was like, well, your little brother was a moron. He should have been wearing his mouth guard that day. There's no way to appease everybody when you're going to do comedy, so you just try to make the most people laugh.
No, you're absolutely right, because no matter what you do, there's no doubt about it, no matter what you do, we try to get a little edge on the KQ Morning Show between Terry and myself, because Terry and I are polar opposites, the woman on the show. So I probably take the whole Ralph Cramden thing a lot further than he did, although I never told her I'm going to punch her. So, you know what I mean? I never said that.
He did shake the fist in the air, though.
Some people go, why are you such a mean prick to Terry? It's like, did you ever watch like All in the Family or The Honeymooners? Or not really. See, back then he was not a mean prick. He was just a guy. And then Archie was kind of like a racist, homophobic
He
guy.
was a prick.
Yeah, well, but not an angry prick.
Yeah, but more bark than bite.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
more bark than bite.
Absolutely.
And when you listen to your relationship with Terry, and I've met Terry a couple times, she knows what she's in for, right? She can take it. So I've been in that position where you're working with someone who can come across as a little abrasive, but you know what you're getting into when you walk into the room. And so people that are listening see it differently. They perceive it differently. But what they need to understand is that it's not as bad as it sounds.
No, absolutely not.
And also, we've been working with someone for a long time. The interplay changes consistently, and you still try to keep a consistency to the show. And so you're going to do the stuff you're going to do,
right?
And the people who are checking in are going to hear it differently than the people who listen every day.
Right.
And that's a huge thing.
There's no question about that. You're absolutely right about it. So, Leslie, what's your opinion on the legitimate rape comment?
Do you even know what that means? Because it's like a new thing.
You didn't figure out what that means?
It's disgusting.
It is disgusting. And all of it's disgusting. I mean, we can't even discuss this topic because it's such bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, who said that?
Todd Aiken, he's running for Congress. Well, not anymore. He dropped out.
Did he drop out? Because he was sticking to
I'm
his guns for a
guessing
while.
after saying something like
For a while,
that.
he was
drop
saying-
out. Yeah,
Maybe he shouldn't be
they
in
asked
politics.
him
Yeah.
to drop out.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Well, there's some
gonna
about
drop out.
there's some about the fact that someone would say it, and obviously it's not on as high a profile as a presidential race, but there's something about the fact that there are people out there that actually go, there's enough people who will get behind me on this that I'm going to say it in a political platform. And, thanks to, I don't want to get too much into my own personal politics, but thanks to, a certain sect of people out there, there's a lot of people that get a lot of support and backing. And it starts with this, I pull myself up by my own bootstraps type of crap. And then it ends with, legitimate rape.
Right.
And
Yeah, that's true. And the thing about politics, what was that? Vassalero.
Frank's phone.
Vassalero.
Let him come into the room.
TV guy.
Does what he wants.
Vassalero's playing Angry Birds.
He's playing Scramble.
Yeah, there you have it.
Scramble, the most addictive game in the world.
Yeah, the most Twitter hate that I've ever gotten, and I actually try not to be too like I want to keep professionally within the tone of where Joel lands and where the tone of the show lands, because I'm associated with it to a certain degree. And one day I woke up and I was reading about Michelle Bachmann and her thing with what's Hillary Clinton's aide's name?
I don't remember. She's married to what's his face though.
Yeah, Anthony Weiner. Yeah,
Anthony Weiner.
Yeah, and I just said something along the lines of, Minnesota, I love your dry sense of humor, but if you keep electing Michelle Bachmann, people are going to think you're serious. And oh my God,
You got it back, didn't you?
Listen to you fucking turncoat. Blah blah blah. Leave to go out to liberal Jew Hollywood.
Yeah, well, I started out in life, DFLer. In Minnesota, it's called a DFLer. It's not a Democrat, it's a DFLer, and people around the country don't know that. But matter of fact, I did all the voiceover for George Dukakis when he ran for president. And people forget that.
Dukakis.
You remember Dukakis? He's the one who got crushed because of me. But anyway, I then had a run-in with a very prominent member of the Democratic Farmer Labor Party, and the guy just stabbed me right in the back, and I really can't mention who it was because the outcome was not good. But anyway, so I said, well, now I'm going to become a Republican. So I became a Republican, and that didn't work either. I mean, let me say this, that I have politician friends like Chris Coleman is a Democrat. Mm-hmm. He's a friend. Tim Pawlenty's a Republican. He's a friend. I don't know where I am anymore. How do you find out where? Because both sides are assholes, as far as I can see.
Yeah, extreme moderate is a nice place to define yourself.
Right there, safely in the middle.
Yep.
Tucked in the middle. It's interesting, though, that you would say that they're friends. When you meet them personally, they're not the same person they are when they're on the platform, when they're out stumping somewhere or they're giving a speech. They're nice, normal, down-to-earth people, and you're kind of disappointed sometimes. You're kind of like, God, I thought you'd be a jerk. And they're not. You want to go toe-to-toe with them, and you can't because they're good people.
By the way, I should mention at this point that Joe's showing off because we were one set of headphones short, and Joe and I had an argument about, I don't need them. I don't need them.
I don't need a mic.
So
you're right.
Quality
So
of
he's proved to the room that he doesn't need headphones. And I just saw it as showing off, but that's okay. It's right.
When you need someone to listen, a lawyer you know and trust.
If you've never been in an auto accident, it's hard to know what to expect from the insurance adjuster. Here are some tips. 1, if they talk to you about whether or not you should hire a lawyer, it's a good sign that you probably should. 2, it's illegal for them to give you any legal advice. They aren't lawyers, and they aren't licensed to practice law. 3, if they tell you that everyone involved in the accident is at fault, they're wrong. This comes from the belief that you're at fault for just being on the road. That's nonsense and not supported by any law. Finally, remember that friendly adjusters are often just gaining information. They want you to do most of the talking so they can file their report. I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. I hope you're never injured in a collision. But if you are, don't sign anything until you've talked to us.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
Tom here. For years, you've heard me talk about my friends at North American Banking Company. They have great online and mobile banking options, plus friendly employees who are always ready to help. And with their location in Maple Grove now open, it's even more convenient for me and my family. Go visit my friends at any one of their 6 Twin Cities locations or go online to nabankco.com to learn more. Why not bank with my banker? North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. You all have helped build MyPillow into the incredible company it is today and have trusted in Mike Lindell to give you a great night's sleep. Mike's latest incredible deal is on the Giza Dream Sheets, which you've heard me rave about before, that's for sure. These sheets are made from the world's best cotton, Giza. They are ultra soft and breathable, yet extremely durable. Right now, the Giza Dream Sheets at its lowest price ever. These sheets are 60% off, coming in as low as $39.99 with promo code TOM. As people who have, and again, this is, well, you can tell by reading Twitter and Facebook and everything over the years that it's not bullshit. The family loves the soup.
We do.
It's
really,
our Sunday night staple.
Really do.
Thanks.
But did you invent mankini? Because mankini.
The invention of mankini, is one of my favorite things that we've done because simply Dominic DeLeo, the writer who plays Mankini,
right,
is when I came in to take over the show. I'll try to keep this one short, but when I came in to take over the show from the head writer standpoint, it had been on for, I think it was like 13 episodes, and it wasn't working. And one of the things that they wanted to do was they wanted us to kind of clean house on the writers. And it's funny, the guys who got cleaned out are great writers.
Yeah,
it's just sometimes networks are that way. Like 2 of them, Boyd Vico and Brad Stevens, produced Web Soup for us. They were the showrunners on that. And Boyd's one of my best friends, and they continue to do stuff. Brian Rubenstein was on Tosh, and now he's on Suburgatory. The guys who got let go, but Nick was one of those guys. And Nick, what I basically said was, since I had to do the house cleaning, I said, give me everybody's writing from the last season. Let me look through it, and I don't want to know anything about them, because if I have to pick one, they were telling me I could pick one to keep Joel comfortable. Yeah. And I said, if I have to pick one, I just don't want to know anything about their backgrounds or anything, because I don't want to, I read all their stuff, and all of it was great, but Nick's was so weird. It was just like, Jesus, I could never write this stuff to save my life. So I went to Joel, and I was like, this is the guy I want to save. And Joel's like, oh, thank God, he was my best friend since grade school. And so there's always been this thing with Joel and Nick that Joel truly, like, whenever he can possibly embarrass Nick to the very fiber of his being, he jumps at it. And Mankini was something that Nick said in passing in a meeting, and Joel was like, great, you're wearing a fucking bikini top. And
keep it in.
It worked. I mean, it really worked. It was funny because I remember not too long ago, we tune in one night, and we DVR everything like everybody else, right? Mm-hmm. So we tune in one night, and we're like, the soup's in HD now.
Oh, yeah.
It was like exciting for the family because the soup was in HD.
Oh, Lord.
You can see Mankini's body hair in detail now.
The battle to get it there was something. And it wasn't like we fought with the network to do. It was just that the network, we shoot everything E shoots everything that's in-house, which is E! News and the Soup and Fashion Police. It's all shot inside of our building in a little studio. Yeah, inside that building. And the stuff was archaic. And it was just, Comcast was buying NBC at the time. There were 8 billion different allocations for money, and none of it involved upgrading that stuff. And I think our ratings started upticking again after we made the conversion. And I think it was because, like, we would watch it at home, and it was painful on the eyes. And there was just not enough complaining you could do about it. Yeah,
it was really cool. I just remember when it's in HD now. We could, like when the little crock pot. It looks really good.
Chat stew crock pot. Yeah,
it looks really. Yeah, the chat stew crock pot looks really good.
Yeah, and we've got one EP, Ed Boyd, who's just his whole job is to worry about that shit. Like, and when we got the HD, that was his big. Oh my God, we can make what the kids are watching, Claymation Kids, so much better. And I was like, no, we can't. We can make them clearer. We can't make them better.
What's with the Chihuahua?
Lou, yeah.
Lou.
Yep, Lou is Ed's dog, the guy I just talked about.
Okay.
And yeah, he
I knew
came
it was
along.
a pet. It had to be a pet.
Yeah, he came along. We were like, we were looking at Joel, and we were like, gee, a lot of gay guys are watching him, but how can we make it even more so? We handed him a Chihuahua. Yeah.
How much
material?
Yeah.
How much material do you reject, though? I mean, because you keep just the nuggets.
Yeah, it's we've kept a really significant core of the staff over the 8 years that we've been there. It was Tess Rafferty, one of our writers, moved on to she sold a book and a movie, so she's off doing her thing now. But we've always graduated when anybody has left on the rare occasion. We've always graduated people who were either associate producers or producers on the show into the spot. So everybody really knows the voice of the show really well. There's in everyone's monologue packet, there's a bunch of jokes that don't make the show. But in terms of what we call the raps, the intro and the joke after the clip, it's usually pretty close to what they wrote initially to get through at this point. At the beginning, it was rough, and now, I'm head copy and paster.
Now, you started out in stand-up.
Yep.
How did this all end up being?
What is that?
We got some aliens or something.
Oh, it's
Computer.
somebody's calling my computer.
They're
Go
calling
away.
the computer?
Go away.
I thought it was time for like some quiz show. It's time for KP Anderson's IMDb page.
That's never happened. What was that?
Skype. Someone was Skyping you.
Someone just Skyped me?
It was
Oh, it was
me.
Paul Mercurio, I bet.
We need to make sure.
Oh, God, we rejected him again.
Hung up on it.
Answer it. Have him join
I suppose it's
us.
recording tonight,
Can we
right?
just put him on?
We can't.
You just closed the lid on Paul.
Oh, my. I just closed
Oh my
the
God,
top.
he's going to hate us for the rest of time. We're going to have to
He is
send him a
not.
card
We're not
or
gonna be
something
friends
to get over
anymore.
this.
I said send him a muffin basket.
Muffin
Everybody
basket.
loves-
Seriously, we owe him a
Muffin basket.
Mercedes at
That'll
this point.
soothe
Send him diamonds in a car.
The only thing that's going to soothe his worries.
Is she working the mic close enough?
I think so.
Good. I just want to make sure that's good. You
Wait,
look
is
really
she
good in
on
those
the
white
roll?
headphones.
So back
but-
I know. I've never looked better.
Back
Are
to
those
you.
beats?
Ladies and gentlemen, the whitest woman in America with the whitest headphones.
That's
Thank God
what I'll
the camera
do
was
for my
behind you for
picture.
that one. But behind you for that one. Joe, what's it like working for ESPN?
All right, never mind.
Well, I mean, if you enjoy talking about sports 24 hours a day, it's fantastic.
You love sports.
It's all right. Take a look around. You read the sports page every day. We haven't had a ton of good
What's the
material.
sports page?
A lot of stuff out. It's been kind of a long dry spell here in the Twin Cities,
Yeah,
but
that's very bad.
there are worse ways to make a living, right? Get up every morning, go have fun on the radio, and then,
Right.
go home and take a nap.
But it had to be fun to be like today talking about Tim Herron shooting a 61. I mean, that had to be fun.
Well, we didn't get into the golf.
Not at
too
all?
much today. There might have been a little Vikings talk today.
Wow,
It's that time of year.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. You're right.
We've been riding out a Twin season since May with nothing else going on.
Yeah.
I mean,
Super fun.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Seriously,
God, they
just
stink.
have a guy put on football pants. We'll talk about how good he looks in them because that's what we need. We need anything other than baseball right now.
Have you got...
No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, not at all.
Go
ahead.
No, you.
No,
you.
No, you have the
No,
headphones.
It's not the KP Anderson podcast.
I just wanted to ask Joe, Mr. Phunn, works for ESPN. Are you the smarter brother of the two?
Oh, I think it's pretty hard to. I don't know if anyone over our lifetime has actually classified either one of us as smart.
It's like my family.
It would be hard to nail one or the other.
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, if you could tie for bronze at the Special Olympics, that's
Oh, man.
As the old man used to say, "You're a goddamn dope."
Yeah.
Oh wait, you're the goddamn dope.
One of the greatest lines in the history of movies. I don't know if you've ever seen a movie called Lonesome Jim.
yeah.
Casey Affleck's in it. And he comes back. He was going to be a big writer in New York. And he comes back from New York to some little town in Indiana. And he's a dog walker in New York. So he's been a dismal failure. And he's standing next to his brother. And Casey, the whole movie talks like this. He never talks any louder than that's the whole movie. And he's standing next to his brother. And he doesn't look at his brother. He looks at the ground and he goes, "Yeah, I got my problems. But you're a goddamn tragedy."
Sounds a little like Marlon Brando.
That's pretty much how we end every night at every wedding, family
There's been
reunion.
a lot of head-scratching moments by our parents over the years. What are they doing?
Did that sound too much like Marlon Brando?
You were a
It
little
sounded
Marlon.
like Marlon Brando.
I should have done it even more then.
There it is. No.
Do my no, God, that's one thing I have to say for my family. Over the years, whether it was, I got into the voiceover business by doing Muhammad Ali. I did an impression of Muhammad Ali because, again, growing up in an urban neighborhood, I didn't know how to imitate white people, so it was just, it was part of the deal. And then it moved on from there. I did a lot of Rodney Dangerfield, and then from there it was Marlon Brando, and they got. Just agreeing how sick you are of them.
No, I just put ADD down for Alex because your transition was a little ADD. But we love you anyway.
Oh,
Keep going.
pardon me.
I was tracking it.
Can't.
Do you get that? Frank, did you get it?
What does ADD stand for?
Oh, good.
I don't,
So Frank agrees with her.
Day 4, Tom. One more day, Tom. One more day.
One more day. You're gone. That's one thing I should mention about Catherine, because she's, I love her dearly. I love my whole family. That's why, we had talked about this earlier. I talked to Frank Vassalero about it earlier. Just I wanted to do this with my family, and, a few years from now, this is all I want to do. I just do this with my family and all the rest of it. But met this friend playing golf last year. This is another ADD story. So
It's expected.
my friend is a very tall, handsome guy, real handsome guy. And his wife is gorgeous, just a beautiful woman. So we're sitting at the table. None of them met my wife yet because she didn't come early. So she walks into the room, and this friend of mine, Ryan is his name, looks up at her, and he looks at me and goes, I didn't see that coming.
Yes.
So thanks a lot. Thanks so much.
A lot of us get that.
I feel a lot better about it. Yeah, I feel a lot better about myself now. Thanks so much for bringing it up. But no, it's a great thing. I mean, you two guys talk all the time. I'm sure.
Yeah.
And having family. No, there are other family members.
Just our wives and our mother and
Kids.
And your mother.
Kids,
animals. Yeah.
Talk to all
Kids.
of them still.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Joe's
You
got
both
2
have
kids. Yeah, I've got a daughter. Joe's kids are 10 and 7. 10 and 7?
10 and 7.
10 and 7.
Yeah.
My daughter's 9.
Yeah.
And so
He moved to California to get away from our mother.
Yes.
Yeah. What did you say? And did you just say something?
No.
She's making faces. That's why we need a webcam in here.
We do need a webcam just for your expressions. My God, it's just unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
Well, it is definitely.
It's got to be.
Back
I
to
can't
you.
imagine. Like, granted, your daughter's older, and your wife, but I can't imagine the amount of correcting that would have. If I brought my 9-year-old daughter into a podcast situation with me, just everything would be exposed as a fucking lie by the end of it. It would just that didn't happen.
that, don't
Dad. That didn't happen.
Yeah.
No, you didn't jump that high.
No, you didn't. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You jump-
9-year-old girls are like that. That will continue till they're 20.
My God,
So you
the
know.
amount of breaking down everything I do is just.
I love how many cheeseburgers did you have at McDonald's? Well, I only had 2, honey. No, you didn't, Dad.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
had 3.
Yeah.
Dad, you had 5.
Oh, yesterday we brought my daughter. Joe had a friggin' great idea of
Wait. All right, you get that great idea out of the way. We'll talk about your great idea that's
Okay.
coming up this week. Okay?
Joe coaches youth hockey over in St. Paul, and he coaches his daughter's team. And he goes, "Hey, let's get Sophia, the California kid, all padded up and have her come in for an hour of practice with all these other kids." And she skated 18 months ago. She was fine. She went in the circle and didn't fall over. 18 months ago yesterday, she gets the pad on. And my brother, who goes, "You don't have to worry about it," and talking to my wife, who was, she's going to kill herself out there. And Joe, "Well, you don't have to worry about it. I'll be with her the whole time." Literally, the second he gets the skates on, he darts across the ice to show off to everybody. My daughter's left standing alone holding a stick.
She was fine.
Just staring. Oh! My wife takes a picture of her like that, and then she tries to skate for a while. Joe and the other coach work with her. Then she takes the spill, hits her butt hard, doesn't want to do it anymore, big tears, comes off the ice, and Leslie shows her a picture of herself and goes, "This is a great picture if it looks like you're doing it." And Sophia goes, "I don't want you to post that on Facebook or anywhere because it's a lie."
The kid's got some scruples. That's a good thing.
Yeah, she's got some serious morals. We're going to knock that out of her.
So you guys understand then why this is so important to me. I mean, my family, I don't understand. See, I've never understood guys who badmouth their wife or their children. I've never understood that.
Yeah.
Why are you there then? Why'd
Yeah.
you have children if you don't want, it never made any sense to me. Now, I do think, Andy, would you please shut up? Seriously, we can't get a word in edgewise.
Sit up straight.
Andy, so far, this being the 4th episode, so far, he said the following. "I didn't want to do this. Help me."
He literally said, "I don't need a mic."
And he made a
No, I know.
Justin Bieber reference.
Yes,
You're
and
the youth.
Pokemon.
You're our youth reference.
Oh, that's right. You made a Justin Bieber. What did you say about Justin Bieber?
He loves them.
He just never stops talking about Justin
He doesn't have a mic.
Yeah,
he
never.
can't even defend himself over
Obsessive.
there.
He doesn't look like he cares to. Yeah, yeah. How old are you, Andy?
25.
25.
How's my audio quality, by the way?
Your audio quality is
Yeah.
fantastic. It is
Really
not
good.
tinny.
Sounds great.
You could tell by the different personalities and all the rest of it. Your show appeals to 4 very different people. I mean, this family, we're 4 very different people,
Yeah.
which I think is just it's first of all, I personally love it when Joel goes after the Kardashians. I just love
Yeah.
Me too.
it. Okay, now Alex, you like the Kardashians?
No.
I
My
thought you did.
roommate watches the Kardashians.
Oh,
And if it's on,
But she's a trashy girl.
she's
Yeah.
super trash. No.
The roommate or the
We
Kardashians?
love it.
All of them.
which one is
All
it?
right.
It's an interesting thing with the Kardashians because they have, I mean, the one thing you got to give them is they have dominated their whatever niche it is they cut out for themselves. I actually give Ryan a lot of credit for that, Seacrest. He really understood a marketplace when he was and who he was targeting for that, and it'll be interesting to see what he does with his Jonas Brothers show. I watched a little bit of it last night. Leslie watched it, and you can see the face she's making.
She's very excited about it.
Yeah, but there was something about that when they came in, and when we first when E came to us and said, we're launching this new show, can you give it some coverage inside the show? And so I watched the pilot and I was like, are you sure you want us to? Like, are you really sure? Because we're not going to not be us with this. Oh no, we love you guys. You're great. Just do what you do. It's fantastic being in this comedy space. So the very first, so what I did was, this is a little bit of a humble bragging type of thing, but what I did at the very beginning was I was like, okay, I get what's happening here. It'd be tough for them to fire me over a single joke. So
Yes.
I'm going to be the guy who watches the Kardashians. I'm going to be the guy who writes about them first, and get some sort of a setup for how we'll cover this. And I think it was Ed who came up with the "Let's Take Some E" segment that we used to do. And so I watched the first episode and just wrote what I saw. And it was just Kim Kardashian, who's famous for having a big ass and a sex tape, and her dead behind the eyes sisters are having a problem. Her purposeless momager Chris steps in to solve it, but her shell of his former self stepfather Bruce Jenner has an issue with Chris's solution. It was something along that line. And so we shot it, we aired it, and then Chris Jenner was on the phone to Ted Harbert, the president of the network, next day. And the things that we had to cut out were the sex tape and the dead behind the eyes daughters.
Oh.
And so then I called
lines.
Ted and I was like, the Bruce stuff is okay? And he goes, let me call Chris. And he calls me back in 5 minutes. He goes, hey, guy, the Bruce stuff's okay.
Do whatever you want with him.
Yep.
Didn't we find out that Mom is the one who marketed the sex tape?
Yep.
Yeah.
So that had
She's
to
a
go.
weird lady.
That is
You look at her and you're like, you're a
very
little psycho, aren't you?
disturbing.
Yeah, well, her father helped OJ kill someone, but other than that, 2 people actually.
Did you happen to see the recent Esquire article on Bruce Jenner? And it was just so sad. He was this world-class athlete, and now he's kind of been reduced to a sad little character who flies electric planes in his backyard.
That's what he does.
Yeah.
My God, when I was peeing on Joe and listening to Tom, I wanted to be Bruce Jenner.
Well, he needs to stop with the facelifts already, too. Whoever working on him, got to stop.
Yeah.
Was it your idea to refer to him as an old woman?
That was actually Joel.
It does. He looks like a crazy old lady.
Joel took that torch and ran with it. Like, he has had so much fun, both stand up and everywhere else with the Kardashians. And we see him along the way. He sees them more than I do at E photo shoots, and every time they rebrand the network and stuff like that, everybody's got to get together. And he goes, they're all lovely to me. He was like, I don't get it. They don't really seem to get mad. They think that it all feeds the machine.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Maybe they're nice. Potentially.
Yep.
No, not Joe.
They get it too. I mean,
Yeah.
Considering the mother marketed a sex tape of her daughter to make them famous, what you do is kind of pales in comparison
it's
to
funny.
that.
Just today on, I think it was MSN News, it said, why does Kim Kardashian keep tweeting pictures of herself in a bikini? It's like, why?
Why?
That's all she's got, honey.
Yeah.
I mean, to stay relevant, that's what she's got to do.
Yeah, an opinion on healthcare ain't coming up.
No.
With it.
Yeah, probably
How to
not.
solve anything. Not happening.
That's probably not going to happen. I suppose you're right about that.
Right.
So now, I get asked this all the time. So how long do you stay on the show?
It's an interesting question. Joel's working out. His contract's up in December. He's working out what I believe is going to wind up being an extension to stick around for a while. We always talked about that we'd hang together. We met on the show. We really like working with each other. Leslie's a beard. It's all good. We always talk that we go. It's my contract is up in May. And I'm going to think about it this time. I'd say if he stays, it's 70-30 that I stay. It'll be an interesting decision, though, because you do reach a point, they move the show to Wednesday, and with that came a little bit of rebuilding, and you kind of reach that point where you start to think to yourself, I still have a blast doing the show. Sure. I really love doing the show.
It's evident in the episodes.
Yeah, I like the people that I work with a lot. There's a vice president of our studio, Jay James, who's been great to me, and I love working with him, and he's helped me bridge the other shows that I produce. I'll plug them. You got to see this on Nickelodeon and The Nerdist on BBC America. Jay's been instrumental in allowing me to be able to do other stuff and branch out, and so I don't want to be disloyal to that part of it.
Right.
But there's also that thing where you just start to go, okay, when do we go off in search of another thing? And if there's going to be some rebuilding, that's the thing. If Joel were to leave, it would be a much easier decision for me.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't want to rebuild something that I already built.
Right.
But if he sticks around, then we'll have a much longer talk about it.
Do you have any desire to do your own deal?
On camera type of stuff? Yeah. Not really. No. That kind of came. There's something. I'm actually weirdly proud that I've managed to be a comedian in this business for 20 plus years and not be famous. Like, it really takes a lot of sticking power to just be in the middle all the time.
That whole conversion to high def is turning them all off.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh boy. Yeah, the stakes are high now.
Yeah.
No, if you don't know, Casey, very handsome young man who knew how to listen to radio when he was in high school.
That's right.
Yeah, it's because when I was talking to Andy Kindler, just talked to him today, as a matter of fact, again, he was raving about what it was like to work with you. He just thought you guys were on the road a lot together.
Yeah, we had a blast. There's something about, because Kindler is so anti-comedy. I mean, Kindler is just bizarre. And the places that we worked, like in Spaghetti Works in Omaha, Nebraska, and watching Andy go up on stage and just like, Andy's not dirty, he's not crass, he's not, he's not sexist, he's not racist, he's just so fucking smart. And so it was really interesting to watch a guy walk an entire room for being smart. Like, people just going, I don't know, I'm done with this now.
When last time he was at Acme, when he came into town, he was at Acme, and we get together. I've known Andy for several years, and we got together before he went on. Andy actually showed up for that. Andy, my son, and I told Andy Kindler that I named my son after him, and he actually believed me. He did for about 3 minutes. He believed it. Really? Did you really? Yeah, I said. I think it was talking about the California and your mother's one, but. So he leaves, and he's just a soft-spoken, nice man. We had dinner before the show, and he came running into the restaurant. He was just sweating profusely. And I said, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "Well, I didn't want to be late."
Yeah.
I said, "Andy, you don't have to worry about being late." But he did not want to be late. He's just the nicest guy in the world, just a wonderful guy. So he goes up on stage, and the first thing he says is, "Andy Kindler's my real name. It's my stage name and my real name. Initially, I went with the stage name, but it didn't work out for some reason. My stage name, Andy Semitic."
That is his kind of humor.
It's a great. For the first time in the I shouldn't say history of this podcast. It's only 4 episodes long. We have to rap.
Seems longer.
If you want to rap, we can rap. Otherwise, we can keep going.
Well, you gave me the rap signs. I just don't.
Yeah, you keep on doing all this. I'm not sure what's happening.
He's doing shadow puppets.
Well, if anybody has any questions you want to get to, Alex, you didn't talk a whole lot.
I know.
I got a question for you, Tom.
Okay.
How much longer are you going to keep doing it?
The radio deal?
The radio deal, because I just got Sonos in my house, so I can now listen to you in whatever part of the house I want to, whenever I want to in the morning. Yeah.
Until 9 o'clock.
Until 9 o'clock, yeah.
Yeah, until 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock, and then you go.
I understand.
And then it's Wally Walker, and I go, Jesus fucking Christ, did they change nothing in that town? You picked a top 20 list in 1984 and fucking stuck with it.
Pretty much true. Wally's been there, I think, like 33 years, something like that.
Yeah.
33 years.
Does he still can bring his big briefcase in with
Oh
one
yeah,
thing
because he's doing
You know what's in
fantasy
his-
baseball.
I know what's in his briefcase.
A Playboy.
Cologne and a sandwich. Yeah, that's true. We opened it one day.
He's right.
And
He
it's Stetson.
He
very-
Facebooks up a storm, though.
Wally does?
Yeah, he's always on Facebook.
I
I
didn't
don't
know
even
that.
think I'm his friend.
I think Wally took a bath on Facebook, by the way.
Oh no.
Wally, if I'm lying, sorry. Facebook's down to $19 today. Oh, have you guys seen? I should bring up one. Did you see who died today? Comedy legend
Ms. Diller. Yeah.
Phyllis
Did she
Diller.
really? Oh, that's too
I didn't
bad.
even know she was alive, but
She's
so
95.
But now I'm
she's dead.
sad she's dead.
Yeah, I worked with her on the Last Comic Standing season 2. We had a roast at the Friars Club, and she was so amazing to work with. So yeah,
She was
I-
hilarious.
I love comedy history. I love
Yep.
being around. I love being around the greats, and she was such a treat to work with, and just so nice to be around. And yeah, what a great lady.
No question. And by the way, ugly to herself up, she's actually a very attractive woman. She's a very pretty woman. And how many people do you know that would go the other way to try to make herself look haggardly and all the rest of it?
Just
Well,
to make
back in
people
those
laugh.
days,
I
that
know,
was the
we-
only way to do it.
We must be getting near like 5:30. Quarter to 6.
5:37.
You know why I know that?
Right.
Because all of a sudden I start talking like this because I've been awake for 14 hours.
He gets this look on his face where it's like,
He's ready for bed.
Honestly, gotta get.
Godfather.
I've been awake for 14 hours, and I can always tell because. And if I stay awake much longer, I'll be talking like this.
Yeah.
he doesn't actually do that.
Yeah.
So let me
I don't
ask
know
you-
whose voice that is.
Let me ask you a question. How much longer are you going to be around?
Michael
You did
Madsen.
definitely avoid that question, by the way, via your wife, mind you. Yeah.
I want him
So
to
you
keep
notice-
working.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Please stay working for
He needs
a long, long
distractions.
time. He does.
Well, thank you, my dear.
I don't know what would happen to this state if you left.
It'd
A
fall
lot of people
apart.
would be happy.
This guy needs something to do. He has no hobbies.
What are you talking
Really
about?
no interests.
He
I know that
golfs.
feeling.
No, just kidding.
He golfs
This
and
would be an
watches
8-hour
TV.
podcast every day.
That's exactly right.
He'd be calling guys, come on.
Like, you gotta come
Tuesday,
on.
come on back over.
You got to
That
come
would be
on.
good. That'd
Oh, we
be
ask everybody on the podcast too, and but we'll ask both of you. Anybody that you know, like Gerard Carmichael on. You probably not heard of Gerard. He's got his own Fox TV show coming up in February.
Yep.
You know Gerard?
I know of him.
You know of him?
And I started following him on Twitter when he tweeted that he was going to be on the podcast.
What a sweetheart! The nicest
Really?
kid
So
that you'd ever want to meet.
See, Tom likes black people. Shut up.
Well, we like Gerard. No?
Gerard.
One black person.
Gerard Carmichael. He's one of the good ones. What? No.
Oh, that's the old Lawrence Welk line.
Yeah.
He actually had, what was his name? Bobby, the dancer, tap dancer.
Yes.
Channel 17, I think it is. It still runs
Bobby.
the Lawrence Welk show. They still run it, right? So Bobby comes out and he's doing the arm wave deal. You can't really do it on a podcast, but he's doing the arms and kicking the legs and all that. He finishes, and Lawrence Welk comes over, totally sincere, means it as a compliment, puts his hand on Bobby's shoulder and says, "For them, it's so easy."
Thank God Twitter wasn't around back in those days. Lawrence would have been nailed.
Can you imagine if you tried that these days? You'd be dead.
You know when you watch that show now? Because when we were kids, our grandparents would watch it.
Right. Yeah,
We'd be
that's
stuck
right.
watching it. Now you watch it and you see the gals on the show, and you're kind of like, damn.
They're saucy.
Oh, that's really nice.
What's up, Darlene from Bismarck?
That's right, because Lawrence was from where? Jamestown?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Jamestown, North Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Are there any
I'm
up and
probably
coming?
related to him then.
Even Lawrence. Why? You had a lot of dough. That'd be good. Are there any guys up and coming that I should know about that? Because I'd like to help out young guys. I mean, giving them an hour of exposure where they.
Or gals.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, women. Well, Paula Bell's going to be on Monday. She's not a young woman.
Yeah.
And she's 45 years old. She likes to talk about
She's
that.
hilarious.
You know, but that's the interesting thing. There's a lot of people, and maybe it's just me being, inside my generation. And there's a lot of people that I think, both locally and out in LA and stuff, who, because of the way the industry cuts itself up, who get that chance too soon.
Well,
and,
yeah, maybe.
and then it doesn't. And while they're still developing as a comic, so I like my favorite comic to watch at all times is this guy Chris Porter. He took third on Last Comic Standing a bunch of years back, and Chris, that show didn't do him justice. He is brilliant, and the way that he crafts his material, everything that he does. It's not, direct throwback to Bill Hicks, which a lot of guys can be.
Yeah.
Chris has his own philosophies. He's out of Kansas City. He's very, he's a Black Crowes fan, and he kind of stays down this line of, he's high a lot, is what I'm trying to say, but he's really, 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 I think one of the most brilliant comics that I've ever had the pleasure to watch. Jackie Cation out of Minneapolis.
Jackie Cation, great. Yeah.
Love Jackie. And in terms of the new guys, I'm trying to think of Michael Costa, who's from. Did I say something? Did I strike a nerve?
No, I'm going to sneeze. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Made her cry.
Look at it. You made my wife cry.
We almost made it through without somebody crying.
Yep.
I just had stifle a sneeze. Stifle even a word?
No, stifle.
No, stifle would be, but not stifle.
Michael Costa out of Detroit, who's actually hopefully going to be doing a pilot with me for the Sci-Fi Network fairly soon, is also really brilliant.
So basically, KP just said, no, that's a stupid fucking idea. It's too much exposure too soon. They just
Don't give those guys that.
Well, I just feel like as a comic, like the people who peak, it just never changes. The people who peak as comics peak in their early 30s because or start to grow in their early 30s because it's just an age thing. You just really don't have a whole fucking lot to say until you're 30, 31. The rest of the time, I was in the Twin Cities doing angry young man stuff at 20 and trying to be, directly influenced by Hicks and Sam and those guys and trying to have more depth than I actually had as a human being.
Yeah, makes sense.
And it comes off. And then, and then I'd go to Montreal and they'd see me at the New Faces and they'd go, "Oh my God, he's got great energy. He might be the next Matthew Perry," because of the way that I look back then. And so they
Matthew Perry?
Brotherly love.
Oh, Jesus Christ. The guy who's been telling himself he's Matt Damon for the last friggin'
you can see it,
Matthew Perry.
It was more
kind of like Russell Crowe, Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Right. That's it.
I didn't pick the best looking guy in all of Hollywood to go. I'm him.
What's the next Johnny
Yeah.
Depp?
Peeing on each other
Picked a
now.
fucking addict, and I went, he could be that guy.
But it's interesting that people don't realize how long it takes to get to where he is. I mean, I can remember when he was 22 and he and all his buddies would be hanging out at my house, and half of them would be sleeping on the floor in the basement, and the other half, on a couch somewhere. And I mean, these guys would just grind. They would be on the road all year long, and to give a kid a break to come on something like this, or they didn't get that chance. When they were younger, the world has changed a lot for comics, but I also think it provides kind of the substance and the foundation for guys like that too.
Yeah, YouTube gets people a lot of exposure, but it's again that for 30 seconds anybody with a little bit of talent can be great, but to grow it into something else is it takes some time, and the industry forgets about them if they don't convert, or they even blame them. If the deals become too big. The late great Mitch Hedberg, he got a $500,000 deal from Fox, and Mitch wasn't ready. He was ready to be a brilliant comic anywhere, but in order to carry a TV show, do those other things that make someone feel like it,
This could
take some
segue to
time.
athletes. They do the same thing.
They do.
Get some money
some of them
and,
do.
Yeah, they're not ready.
Yeah.
And
Chris
they,
Tucker did a good job with the athlete money, I'll tell you that. $11 million, and he owes the federal government $11 million.
My
Latrell
word.
Sprewell, it's all gone. I mean, some of these guys they're amazing.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Who would have thought Latrell would have pissed it away?
I couldn't. He's got to feed it.
Right? You have to go, don't you? Or you don't? You honestly, God, it's so interesting. It's like one of those situations that, even though, I've really never met either one of you before in person. I've talked to you before. I've never even talked to you, I don't think, Joe. So to sit around the table and talk about this stuff is just fascinating to me. I just think it's you learn a whole lot. You know what I mean? So we're hoping you stick around. We're hoping you stay. Well, how long are you going to stay on the radio?
We'll see. It kind of depends on the powers that be.
Well, I suppose that's true for all of us. But
Yeah.
I just signed a 4-year extension.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter.
Which
Congratulations.
will put me in.
Nicely done.
What's with the face?
Getting up at
Very
3:30.
excited about it.
3:30 every morning for the next 4 years.
He
It's
loves
just
his job.
unbelievable.
So grateful.
But there were, yes, that's right. I absolutely. But, somebody, I'm trying not to lie here.
Goes without saying.
But once in a while, you will be sitting there, and you've been on the show for, 27 years, and you sit there, and somebody goes, "This is what we should do." And I look at him and go, "Shut the fuck up." No.
Yeah.
You know that.
I know that one. Yeah, there's a lot of on another pilot that I'm working on. I got an email today from a network exec saying, we're really defining our audience now. We call them igniters. And I went, who the fuck? We're making a show for arsonists? What the hell is the matter with you? Like, I texted my boss. I was like, one day they're going to come up with a word that puts me in the exciting world of fishing guides. I'm just fucking.
It's true. That part of the job is the only part I don't like. And you assume that everybody's trying to do their best and contribute, and you want them to contribute. All the rest. I'm talking about people behind the scenes and everything. Although pretty much everybody's gone now, the new ownership took over, and like everybody left. It was really weird. But you get worn down. You've been getting up, for 27 years, and you just walking down the hallway, and you should shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
shut up.
Yeah. How can we maximize? Go away. Don't say maximize. Don't say igniter. Don't say any words that I don't want to hear. Just let me show what I'm showing.
That's
synergy.
Exactly. Synergy. We always have to have synergy. Well, synergy is a problem for you, Frank. You have to have synergy at CBS, most definitely. But you that's exactly it. How can we maximize? Yeah. That's as far as you're getting.
We did right before the Olympics. We got, because he is NBC Universal, we got right before the Olympics the big, how are we going to be synergistic with the Olympics? What are we going to do? Yeah. Followed by an email from the office next to the office that asked that question going, by the way, just a reminder, you cannot show any Olympics footage whatsoever.
That's right. Because of the time.
Maximize by minimizing, motherfuckers. We know how we're playing this game.
The Tom Barnard Podcast is proud to donate a portion of our proceeds to the Smile Network. Find their banner on the upper right side of the homepage at tombarnardpodcast.com. Learn more about the Smile Network and how they brought smiles to thousands of people around the world.
Thank you so much for coming in. Just what a great pleasure.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
I'm really glad that you came along, Joe, because I've heard from many. Sean never liked you.
No, I know that. I'm the guy that walks into Tony's office every day and goes, you know what we should do? Right.
Tony goes, maximize.
I'm going to
get right on that for you. But it's I can't even tell you how many years of entertainment from both of you. And we appreciate it.
That's great.
Really nice of you to come in. I'm glad that it was a coincidence that you were going to be in town.
Yeah.
Just a complete coincidence. So thank you very much. And Tony.
Hello?
Apparently was it a congressman decided to go swimming in the nude in Israel?
Yeah, Kansas Republican Kevin Yoder took a little dip in the Sea of Galilee.
In the nude.
My God, I hope he was circumcised.
When you go to a restaurant, you expect the chef to be an expert. You expect your auto mechanic to be an expert when it comes to fixing your car. You judge them both by the results of their work. Josh Arnold is an expert in investments and planning your financial future. Josh Arnold is my expert, and he should be yours, too. I talk to Josh every week, and he understands the market and the economy, and he knows how to plan for your retirement. Don't put it off another day. The man with your plan is Josh Arnold. Call Josh now for a no-obligation 48-minute evaluation. You've got nothing to lose, and you'll have an expert planning and managing your financial future. Call Josh at 952-925-5608. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice. Tom Barnard is a paid endorser. Leslie, thanks for your patience.
Thank you, everyone.
Frank, get out of my house. No, thank you to Frank Vassalero and Jeff Lynn, who works for, we now know that since ELO broke up, he now works at Channel. I'm telling you, you look just like him. That's a compliment, isn't it?
He's too young. He doesn't even know what that is.
Well, he doesn't seem very enthusiastic about it.
Electric Light Orchestra. Look it up. Google it.
Yeah, he'll be on the web tonight.
Google it.
That son of a bitch.
Don't look things up anymore.
All right, thank you very much. God, that was great.
You're going to buy stuff online anyway. Support the podcast by going to tombarnardpodcast.com. Click on the Amazon banner on top. When you buy from Amazon through that banner, they give a small portion to the Tom Barnard Podcast. Thanks for supporting the show.